I don't want you to like these words. I'm not trying to form a relationship or any friendships. You see, I. How can I form a relationship with you when we are one? How can I see anything differently when we are the same I? Where can I go when this body goes? This I, this letter remains. This name that we all use remains. I is the thing that keeps our human life coming back. When I ceases to exist, this I, this umbilical cord thing that attaches each one of us to each other, when it ceases to exist, where will we be? See? When there's no more eyes, what's going to happen? You see, that's why mind is terrified of this. Mind says that's the end of human. We don't want that. So what mind does to counteract this thought is, right, let's take all minds away from this main I and let us create a reflective I, a controlling I, same letter, same shape, to keep all focus on the reflective I rather than the main I. This reflective I will appear absolutely the opposite as in a mirror. Yeah, you put your right hand up in the mirror, it appears to be your left hand. Reflectively opposing all ideas about, not ideas, but knowledge about knowing that this initial I, even when it goes, life remains. If we create this opposing I, when this one goes, life does not remain. We have to create this death. We can live without speaking, without using any communication tools. We can return as animals and walk about and find food. Ego mind says, and we can live quite happily like that. Ego mind says, no, you want better, you see. You're only here a short time. Remember, you're going to die. So we want to give you as much as we can give you, so that you can see everything, the whole world, in this one body. I like that. And I'm beginning to believe that. Beliefs are holding you prisoner from recognizing your true I. And this true I is the I of all saints, not just Christ, Buddha, Shiva, every Papaji, all these saints, Ramana, Muji, who take you away, who take you back to the original I and say, right now, okay, we've overcome this other I, this ego thing, it's died, it's gone. Now if you follow this I, we can give you a peek of where you're looking from. A peek of where you're looking from. still existing. So even second eye, original eye, is followed, so that you're walking along the diving board. This eye is now shaped as a diving, same shape but it's on the ground. You're walking to the end of it and you jump off and everything is revealed. And the mind's question is, I don't want to walk off. I want to remain here. But this eye holds the true umbilical cord. That when you walk off the diving board, you're still hanging by this thread. And you pull yourself back up. And you look back into the world of I. You look back into the diving board from its beginning, from its starting point, and you see this whole illusion, this whole fictitious mirage. But you know, it has to be there for you to fulfill what you set out to fulfill. And that was the realization, the turning around, that you were the looker, looking for something that had been dangled in front of you. We're all here not to seek God. We're all here knowing God. We're now, when we come and arrive here with no ego I dangled in front of our face with beautiful foods and fruits and goods and tree of knowledge, we can live out this life in absolute perfect harmony, perfect bliss, perfect peace. But when we start believing that in this second eye, that we have to follow it, we have forgotten. The knowledge is taken away, you see. You're walking into the diving board, not having fell off the end. And the further you walk into the diving board, into this world, the lesser knowledge. It's like anything else. The further away you get from the sun, the less you know about the sun. It's not a great example because you don't want to walk in the sun, but the minute you walk away from something, the knowledge begins to falter, lessen, drop, because the new thing is far more important. So this new world that you're walking into, and you believe in this ego I that is pulling you further and further and further in. It's a simple forgetfulness. Therefore, when you forget and you begin to suffer, your mind begins to falter, your mind begins to lose hope in this belief. You start questioning this world. You start seeking for alternatives. You know there's something there, you see, but you don't know you're walking away from it. See? You don't know you're walking away from it. You think you have to walk further into it, into this ego world, this temporary, greedy world that's going to eat you up before you know it in one moment. So all you've done is you forgot. That's what seeking means. You want to remember, to recollect the information that you had before you actually started believing in this education system, in this mind, in this way of going forward, this status thing, this pyramid of hierarchical kind of ways of status and levels. All this has been made up. What U.G. Krishnamurti calls society. The society I is the ego I. This has to be dropped, and then original I comes into place, and instantly you'll understand the words of Papaji, Ramana Maharshi, Shiva, the Bible. While you still think you're looking for some solution and that this world is temporary and that you're going to die, even though you are religious and you go to some Christian faith, you're following the wrong eye, you see. The fictitious eye that was put in place when Christ was taken off the cross. They follow one, you see. They follow one. Let's reflect this one and tell them this way is to find the one. And the one that is looking for this way is actually the one that they're looking for. The original I is within you. And then you're led by the hand by Christ, Shiva, Buddha, all collectively towards the end of the board, where you willingly jump off into this nothingness, this space, this emptiness, where you merge and become one with all holiness. And you can stay there and take satsang, and you can stay there and just be love, where everyone gathers around you, your light, your aura, and you can cause less suffering for many. Or you can dangle back up, pull yourself back up and walk into this world again. But the second time you walk in, you won't fall into the trap of ego. You'll always know. Well, it's not a knowing anymore, you see. It is a physical, beautiful, you become boundless rather than bound. And when you're boundless, that means you're formless. Even though it appears that you have a body, the true body that you're looking for now. Because when you pull yourself up, you don't pull your body up. You pull everything that you've not been up to become the new space and holiness that Christ blessed you with. And everything that comes through you, all this world that appears to be suffering, is simply bubbles popping everywhere. Watching so many walking into the world, but many trying to overcome this ego I, to follow original I, to remove both eyes, and to return to original I, and never take on this ego I again. And if you do, pop. Popsi's pops. Everything is coming and going and popping. But you want to keep some bubbles precious and follow them. And these bubbles are totally planned, totally put in place. Particular types of bubbles for each one of you, because it knows, this ego society I knows what pulls you, what tantalizes your taste buds. What to say? Walk to the end of the diving board and dive off into the arms of holiness. Each saint is at the end in the ocean saying, come, 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 come. They bless you and you return to be whatever you want to be, as long as you don't follow society I. That does not really exist. It's just another imagined thing from this devilish